For sample problem number 2, write the shear and moment equations and draw the shear and moment diagrams for the beam shown. So the given beam is a cantilevered beam where yung end support po is a fixed support. Then the other end is a free end. So meaning wala po dyan support. Sa cantilever beam, yung fixed support, meron niyang tatlong reaction, the vertical, horizontal, and the moment. So, yung loading na binigay is a varying load or simply a triangle loading. Para makuha natin ang moment at the fixed support, yung first step po is to take a moment at the fixed support. So, yung summation moment at point A equal to 0. So, kukunin lang natin class yung area ng triangle, which is equal to 1/2 base times height. Then, yung moment arm niya from the centroid of the triangle papunta sa point A is simply 2/3 times 30. So, ito na. Then, since yung moment nitong triangle natin will rotate at clockwise direction, syempre yung moment dun sa fixed support, ika-counteract niya yung moment na yun by this opposite rotation naman. So, minus MA equal to 0. So, ito, clockwise, ito, counter. So, para ma-maintain pa rin yung equilibrium. So, nakuha nating moment at the fix is equal to 600, keep fit. Then, the summation force is equal to 0 naman po. Para ma-determine natin yung vertical force at the fixed support. So, upward force RA minus the downward varying load. So, simply get the area of this triangle, 1/2 times the height na 2 times the length na 30. So, nakuha natin is 30. Then, we have here a segment po, AB, meaning magkakat tayo dito sa gitna ng segment AB para makuha yung internal forces and the moment. So, by getting or by simply isolating this side, ito yung naging drawing natin. Copy the reaction 30, the moment 600. Then we have the triangle at which we cut the section at a distance x. Then, since it is a varying load po, mag-iiba-iba na yung loading natin at every point. Unlike dun sa sa rectangle, kahit saan ka mag-cut, constant lang yung uniform load natin. So, para makuha natin yung height dito, so by ratio and proportion ng small triangle is to big triangle po. Ito yung big triangle. Ito yung naging computation natin para makuha tong height. So, nag-assign tayo ng variable, small letter w, for this height, over yung horizontal x equal to the vertical po ng big triangle over the horizontal ng big triangle na 30. Then, to isolate the small letter w, we'll get the value in terms of x. So, cross-multiply lang ito. Then, simplify to over 30. Therefore, yung small w natin for this height po is x over 15. So, kompleto na yung mga values and variables natin. Then, yung assumption natin dito for internal shear force, para ma-balance yung section na to, meron tayong upward, which is basically, siya yung mataas na value. Kaya para mabalance siya, so kailangan pa ng another downward force po ng internal shear force. Then, for the moment, so yung assumption dito is that the moment will behave in such a way na mag-create siya ng sad face, no? Kasi kung ma-observe natin, class, di ba yung rotation na to, same din dito, papunta sa moment, papunta dito sa cut section kung saan tayo mag-moment. So, meaning, malaki yung magiging value dito sa rotation na yan. So, kailangan pa ng tulong para ma-counteract yung ganong kalaking rotation. So, yung moment niya will behave in this rotation. Then, by summation, forces vertical equal to 0, may establish natin yung shear equation. So, 30 minus yung mga other vertical force. So, ito it's just a triangle po. Kunin mo lang yung area ng triangle para ma-convert to force, to single force. So, 1/2 times the height na x over 15 na nakuha natin kanina times the length na x. Then, minus b equal to 0. Then, isolating this shear or this v to the other side po. Ito na yung magiging shear equation natin where yung sign niya is positive kasi magro-rotate siya in clockwise direction. So, yan yung sign convention natin. Then, for moment, summation moment equal to 0. So, inuna kong kunin yung mga moment na ganito yung direction niya papunta po dito sa cut section natin. So, 600. Then, alin pa yung same nito na direction is ito po, papunta dito yung sa triangle natin. So, 1/2 times the height times the base. Then, yung moment arm niya na mag-act dun sa centroid niya, which is 1/3 po siya ng length ng x. So, ito yung magiging moment arm niya papunta dito sa point. Then, subtracting the other moment po this time, opposite na siya nung direction ng 600, papunta dito. 30 times yung moment arm niya na x. Then, yung moment natin na m equal to 0. Then, transposing it to the other side, we get this equation. But take note class, yung moment dito is negative moment kasi facade face po yung magiging manner nung pagmo-moment. Kaya itong negative, di-distribute pa yan in this equation. Okay, to draw the shear and moment diagram, first is a look at the shear force or shear equation. At point A po, yung x natin is equal to 0. No? So, papalitan lang natin ng 0 yung mga x natin dito. Ito pala. So, ito makakancel out. Yung matitira at point A, yung shear natin is 30 keep. Then, at point B, where yung x natin is equal to 30, so papalitan mo lang ng 30 yung x. So, 30 squared. So, makakancel yung isang 30. Matitira is 30. So, 30 minus 30 equal to 0. Then, to connect these 2 points, hindi na siya kagaya nung sa uniformly distributed load or simply the rectangle na shape po na kinoconnect lang natin by simply connecting it linearly. So, sa mga varying load, ang magiging reference nyo, kung nasaan yung maximum intensity, di ba ito yung may pinakamataas na height, then dito is yung vertex which has no value po or 0 yung height dito. So, may tinatawag kasi tayong curvature or kung paano siya dapat mag-curve. Pag triangle, ang tandaan nyo, kung nasan yung maximum, dapat pag nag-draw ka dito sa point na to, kasi nandito naka-align yung maximum height, pag nag-draw ka dyan ng tangent line, dapat makapag-create yan ng slope. So, habang lumalapit siya dun sa kung saan yung nag-start yung beam natin, nagkakaroon ng horizontal, meaning pag nag-draw ka dyan ng tangent line, 0 po ang slope dyan. Kasi kung nasan yung 0 slope, 0 or mababa yung intensity, 0 po yung slope, then habang lumalayo siya papunta dun sa may mataas na intensity, tumataas po yung slope niyan. Okay? So, kaya ganito yung curve niya na naka second degree. So, bakit ko nasabi na ganito kesa ganyan? Kasi pwede din ganyan. Diba pag nag-draw ka dyan ng tangent line, lumalabas na, bumababa yung slope. So, hindi na siya umaayon dito kung saan dapat yung may maximum height, may mataas na slope. So, bumababa kasi pag baliktad yung na-assume mo or na-draw mo na curve. Then, for the moment naman po, so ito yung na-establish nating moment equation. For point A, papalitan mo lang yung x dito ng 0 kasi yan starting point natin. So, ito makakancel out. Yung matitira is 600. Pero tandaan, diba? Dito sa drawing natin, it is a negative moment, meaning, di-distribute mo pa yung negative. Kaya, negative 600 talaga yung makukuha mo. 600 keep fit. Then, for point B naman, yung x natin is equal to 30 na. Palitan mo na lahat to ng 30, yung mga x natin, for point or moment at B. So, nag-equate po siya sa 0. Then, para makonect yung dalawang magkasunod na point, dito ka na magre-refer sa shear diagram. Kung makita natin, ito, nandito yung may mataas na intensity. So, meaning, nandito dapat align yung mataas na slope. So, makikita natin na pag nagdraw ka dyan ng tangent line, ang slope niya pa ganyan. Pag nagdraw ka pa dyan, then palapit dun sa dulo, di ba na-flatten siya? Meaning, 0 yung slope. And tama naman kasi yung intensity dito is 0. So, bumababa yung slope niya. Then, kung ito is second degree, pagdating po dun sa moment, nagiging third degree curve na siya. Then, negative moment. Then, another way to see or to determine kung negative talaga yung moment is that pag yung ikot, let's say, sa cantilever, meron na tayo, di ba? Moment talaga. Pag ang ikot niya is counterclockwise, meaning negative moment yan. Pag clockwise naman, so positive yan. So dapat nandito siya. Pero since ang nakuha natin is counterclockwise yung ikot niya, negative moment po yan. So yan na yung sagot natin.